I believe we need to have respect, integrity, and ethics in Washington. Politicians nowadays are just as corrupt as they can be. I'm not sure why most of these guys go into politics if it's not for personal gain. I can tell you I am not going in for personal gain. I'm going in because I have this desire and this passion to serve my country and to do something, for my kids and my grandkids. And I expect to take the integrity and the respect and the ethics that I worked on for 30 years in private practice to Washington and make that part of my life. I believe in a very strong defense. I was just out of my training and beginning my first job when Ronald Reagan was elected president. I bought my first house in 1980, the year he was elected. And can anyone shadow what you think the interest rate on that house would have been in 1980? Any ideas?
17, yeah.
17 is a good guess. It was 19%. It peaked the next year to 21.5%. And I thought I got a bargain at 19%. So the next door neighbor got the 20% to 21%. Incredibly difficult time. I'm sure you all remember. There was a recession going on. Jimmy Carter was doing the things that are very similar to what the administration is doing now. They were overspending, they were overtaxing, and they were cutting back on the military and our defense. When Ronald Reagan was elected president, I said I was just in the beginning of my career. I watched him. I saw what he did. He cut taxes. He cut government spending. He built a strong military defensive system. We became, again, the strongest in the world. And through our strength, we were able to have the Iron Curtain fall. We got the Iranian hostages back. We got our esteem back into the world. I really believe that the greatness of America will be shown through a strong military. Now, we have to use it in the proper way, obviously, but we have to use it for our benefit, and I believe in that. I will work for that. And the last thing I'm going to do when I get there is I'm going to work for you guys and your wives, your children, your grandchildren, your sons, your daughters. I want to be the representative of the 8th District. I'm a conservative. I'm pro-life from conception to death. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in smaller government. I believe in individual liberties and freedoms. And I believe that every one of us has the right and the privilege to be successful in this country. I believe the opportunities should be there, and we need to take those opportunities, and it's our responsibility to make something of ourselves. I believe that there's too much dependence on government now, too much dependence on handouts, entitlements. People tend not to want to achieve when they know they can get something for free. Now, that's not to be unpassionate, and it's not to mean that you don't help people in need. I will do that all the time. But when you do it to the extent that people lose their incentive to want to do something constructive, when they don't want to work because it's just as easy to get unemployment insurance, or, it's not that much less money than working, but they don't have to be at work for 8 hours, so they'll live on just a little bit less and they won't work. They don't have the incentive to go out and to do something constructive. So I believe that we need to encourage that. We need to encourage individual rights and liberties, freedoms, and the opportunity to get a job and to work. As far as the economy goes, I believe that this debt is going to be disastrous to us. I believe the way we can get out of the current mess that we're in as far as the recession is we have to stimulate small businesses. My belief is that without the growth of small business, we're not going to get out of this recession. 70% of jobs in this country are generated by small businesses, not by big government. The philosophy of big government spending is just one of these philosophies I just don't agree with. There's no place in history that shows that big spending will accomplish, the results of turning an economy around. It didn't work in the 1930s in the New Deal. What got us out of that was the war. It didn't work in Japan in the 1990s when they spent like crazy, and they still are paying the price for it now. Government spending, what they're doing now, is not going to help. What we need to do is stimulate small businesses to get them rolling, get them hiring, and that will generate 70% of the new jobs. And we do that by cutting taxes and keeping them low, extending the Bush tax cuts. We do that by cutting government spending in general to balance the budget. We do it by incentivizing these small businesses, helping them get loans, helping them get credit, and then get them on their feet again. Cutting government regulations makes that easier as well. That's the way I would approach it. I really believe in the free market system, and I believe that's the way we really have to proceed. I don't believe in this big government overtake. There's a role that government plays, but not to the extent that it's been playing. So basically, I'd love to be your congressman. I'd love to have you support my campaign. We expect to win the election, to move into Washington, and to be a servant of yours. I expect to work for you.